Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Market Insights with Linux, and welcome to a new update, a new video right here on gold. We covered it yesterday. Wanted to do a bit of an update because we reached the targets we talked about yesterday. In general, it was the first video on this channel. Of course, I couldn't have wished for a better first video because what we said, I made the video in the afternoon when the price of gold was around $3,400. And what we said is that, well, first of all, gold fundamentally is still very bullish, so we expect some more bullish momentum. But the main price target we had in mind was this level right here between 3,500 and 3,460. That is the level we hit. From there, we also pulled back a little bit. So in hindsight, you could have shorted a little bit from there, but that's always in hindsight. And I also said yesterday that's most likely not the best idea. But this technical resistance level, what it was, came in confluence with some bearish influence fundamentally for gold as well. What we saw is that bond yields were down over the course of, were down over the course of today, this morning at least. And we also saw that the volatility index dropped down, even though this is also still quite high. And that's also the main story for gold fundamentally before we talk about the main fundamental levels or technical levels I'm looking at. Fundamentally, yes, we hit a technical resistance level here, and of course, I mean, there's a little bit of ease of tension right now in the world, but ultimately, the volatility index is still very high. The uncertainty in the markets, the general global financial markets is also still very high. We still haven't had any deals between the US, the EU, India, even though there were some headlines about that. Or the US and China, so there's no relief in that sense. So ultimately, even though technically I could see us pulling back a little bit further, and we'll talk about some interesting levels to potentially buy at, I still think that the trend is up, and I still think fundamentally the trend should be up for gold as well. There's something to be said about that, we're reaching peak attention, where you're seeing a lot of people talking about gold right now and buying gold. So very often that's a bit of a local top signal, but still, even if it is a local top signal, just if you purely objectively take a look at and you think about the fundamentals, still very uncertain. But all right, let's talk about the different possibilities here. When we zoom all the way out, look, I think, like I said, we actually hit a very strong resistance level right here. So unless we get some major bearish headlines for the world, at least, I don't see us breaking above that instantly. I think a pullback is deserved here. But then the main levels we're looking at, in my opinion, there's three main levels. All right. Well, there's basically more, but there's ultimately a couple of levels that I'm looking at mostly to potentially buy some gold again. Excuse me. The main level, looking at the 12-hour time frame here, which I also spoke about yesterday, is for me this level right here between 3,250 and 3,200. All right, that is not the absolutely best support level to buy at, but there, if you also take into account in your trade or in your stop loss area this support level we have around 3,150, I think you have a major area of confluence right here where I do expect support, at least if the fundamentals stay the same. And even if the fundamentals become slightly better, so if we do see some more stability and some less fear and uncertainty, even then I would say that from that level you'll be able to get out at entry. But that's the main level I'm looking at. So like I said, we also had a slight balance right here around 3,250, but the initial support level is 3,250, and then it basically goes all the way down to 3,175. Amazing support level, 0.618 FIB, balance. You have quite a lot of volume right there as well. It's a bit of a high volume note around 3,200. So that's the main level I'm looking at. But realistically speaking, like, is the chance very high we'll drop down there if the fundamental situation stays the same? In my opinion, no. So therefore, the other two levels I'm looking at are slightly higher. You have 3,300 with the 7-day rolling VWAP and the 382 FIB, but also the lower end of this very tight balance we had right here. And then a very aggressive level where I personally would not say the risk reward is worth it would be 3,360, 3,380. Those are all the main support levels I'm looking at for now. When we're being realistic for a potential support level to jump back into gold, even though I would wait for technical bullish confirmation first before entering, it would be this level right here at 3,300. Right, so that's the first level where I'd say there we have enough confluences in combination with the fundamental situation for gold that you can enter safely. Personally, I'd place my stop loss quite conservatively at something like 3,200. Then you have a pretty good risk reward. I mean, you could ride it all the way up to 3,460 again, 5% move. Stop loss right here would be like a 3%, so that's at least above 1. And then you close partials right here at the main resistance level, which is still between 3,500 and 3,460, and you let the rest ride. That's a possibility. And then, like I said, I mean, if we do not get a strong reaction from there, so we're not really getting any bullish confirmations technically, for example, because of some bullish headlines for the world at least, and bearish for gold, then I would wait for that level lower towards 3,250. But those are my thoughts on gold. So short term, I'd say it's most likely we're going to do something like this. If we do not get a strong reaction from 3,360, we're going to drop down into this. And then from here, I expect support, maybe some sort of a fake out, and continuation upwards. Those are my thoughts. That's what I think you need to know. So thank you for watching. Make sure to join the free Telegram channel down in the description and the comment for some daily updates on the markets. But for now, that's it. So thank you for watching. Take care and bye.